Student, here we discuss about solute solvent interaction rule. What is solute solvent interaction rule? Likes dissolves like. Here mainly we are discussing about the solubility of solvent, solubility of solute in solvent. Here NaCl, methyl alcohol, acetonitrile and cyclohexane is given, and we have to find out order of increasing solubility in n-octane. So we should know about that n-octane is a non-polar solvent. Okay, n-octane is a non-polar solvent, and we have to see these solute, all these four solute, how they dissolve in n-octane. So the solubility of non-polar solvent solute likes dissolves like. I told you this concept earlier, that likes dissolves like. So those solute which are non-polar, they will dissolve in non-polar solvent very easily. So we have to find out which is more polar, which is least polar, which is not polar. So cyclohexane being a non-polar solute, it will dissolve more easily in n-octane. Okay, why? Because it is non-polar, it is not having dipole-dipole interaction, hydrogen bonding also does not occur. So cyclohexane is least polar, most polar in case of n-octane, when it is dissolved very easily in n-octane. Again I repeat, cyclohexane, that is, this is the structure, cyclohexagon ring is there, CH2 all over. So C6H12 is more soluble in n-octane. And then we go to acetonitrile. It is less polar, non-polar it is not saying, I will say less polar solute. It is less polar solute, CH3CN, and that is why it is less soluble in n-octane. Polarity here increases. So CH3CN is less polar, CH3OH is more polar, and this is ionic salt. NaCl is ionic salt. It is least soluble in n-octane. Again I repeat, NaCl ionic salt being an ionic salt, it is least soluble in n-octane. Insoluble we can say, but least soluble I am writing here because solubility order they have asked. So least soluble in n-octane. Okay, and this methyl alcohol, it is having strong polarity, so tendency to form hydrogen bond also there, mu is there, and the hydrogen bond is there, so it is more polar. So more polar means less soluble. As I told you that solvent is non-polar, so non-polar solvent will dissolve less polar, they say more polar solvent less. Very means it will dissolve, but not as much as in cyclohexane will dissolve. So CH3CN dissolve more easily as compared to CH3OH, and CH3OH more easily dissolve as compared to NaCl. So least soluble is NaCl and most soluble is cyclohexane. Now I will tell you that methyl alcohol and acetonitrile, we will compare this. Ionic salt is okay. See, ionic salt, extreme right ionic, they are most covalent compound and as well as non-polar compound. So non-polar solvent, it will dissolve more easily. Okay, more easily, least. And here we will see, compare this CH3OH and CH3CN. Here is strong polarity of CH3OH, tendency to form hydrogen bond, more polar, less soluble in non-polar solvent. So tendency to form hydrogen bond makes it less soluble, makes it more polar as well as dipole-dipole interaction. So these two factors govern polarity. So which is more polar? Methanol is more polar as compared to CH3CN. Okay, now we discuss about it, why it is so. Because we know the dipole moment of CH3CN is 3.92. It is given in many books and papers, and dipole moment of methanol is 1.70 divide. Okay, so less dipole moment, but still it is more polar. What is the factor behind it? That is intermolecular forces. Hydrogen bonding, extensive hydrogen bonding occurs in methanol, and that two factors. What are those factors? Dipole-dipole interaction because of dipole moment, and intermolecular forces of attraction due to hydrogen bonding, strong hydrogen bond making it more polar. Then acetonitrile, and acetonitrile, only one factor, that is dipole moment is there. So but extensive hydrogen bonding like CH3OH is absent over here, so that makes it less polar. Although dipole moment more, but intermolecular forces of attraction, hydrogen bonding is as compared to this CH3OH is not occurring here, so it will be less polar. CH3OH more polar. That is why it is having solubility ranking 3. First rank cyclohexane, second CH3CN, third ranking CH3OH, and least ranking to NaCl. Thank you for watching. God bless you. All the best.